Okay, welcome back to Vinyl Yap. We're going to be keeping the Irish team going. We're going to be reviewing Kneecap's first studio album, Fine Art. Not much else to say, let's just get straight into it. Yeah, nice little instrumental into this. Instrumental. That's Radie, Peat. She is the lead singer of Lankum.
Yeah, unbelievable voice. We saw her at
Fontaines.
Yeah, good days there with Guinness. It's a nice little modern spin instead on like Irish folk music.
Yeah. Okay, opening track, Tree Kag, what do you think?
Yeah, a bit more of an instrumental, a very mellow vibe for what's going to be coming.
Yeah.
As I said, that kind of like Irish folk, Radie Peat as well, from Lankum. Yeah, Tree Kag is, do you know what Tree Kag stands for?
Yeah, it's MDMA, and I think Mowgli has a tattoo across his chest as well, so that's understandable forever.
Irish for three consonants and a vowel, and it's actually the name of their 2018 mixtape.
Yeah.
But I think, we move straight into Fine Art.
Let's go.
My chain loves hood, so I wish you could do a version for him, but PG. Send me it when you can. He's your number one fan. His first word for culture land, so he understands all of Tree Kag on. He's only started spiral on shiv. Not got any chance, go jock or live. Stick a wee tune out just for the kids, cause my two.
I think rapping bilingual is fucking unreal as well.
Yeah, and it gives that kind of. Say, obviously, we don't speak Irish to an extent. To an extent, we don't know what he's saying.
I love Kneecap.
The way that he's being bilingual there, I'm going to talk about at the end anyway.
And I walk some random standing over me rapping one of my songs. My first show here is problem the call, not chocolate Jerry.
In 2022, rapper Kneecap said a mural was unveiled as just a piece of fine art. Fine art. Fine art.
Okay, Fine Art. What do you think?
Yeah, it really brings the tone up. I said this album as well. There's a massive range. Like you're going in, there's the Irish folk side. There's a bit of drill involved as well. Hip hop, there's the dance and kind of techno element in it.
Yeah, I think some people look at Kneecap as kind of just these two people. Like a lot of people would know Kneecap without having listened to their music and realizing how talented they are. If people just open their minds up a small bit and actually listen to the tunes before judging them.
Yeah, I think as well, like Kneecap, look, they've always been big here, and you could see they started getting bigger there maybe 2 years ago when they refused to play at South by Southwest. But the last year between the movie and then everything with Coachella, they're after blowing up internationally.
Yeah, massive, and especially with Mo Chara, he's up in court now in a couple of weeks over in the UK, and I think it's going to be mad scenes over there as well. I can only imagine what it's going to be like.
Yeah, as you were saying, like everyone's going to be there. They're going to be bringing out music, playing outside the courthouse and everything.
Flares.
But yeah, we're
balaclavas.
Hopefully, doesn't get arrested because we're planning on seeing Kneecap in London.
Yeah,
in about a month.
Really. Well, I think they were only doing it to try and get them off stage. Glastonbury hasn't worked. Don't think it will work at this stage. Glastonbury's like the week after, so
yeah, respect to Glastonbury for staying strong and keeping them on, because you saw there like with Transmit, they folded and took Kneecap off the set list.
Yeah, but Glastonbury would have that kind of, they'd have more of the vibe where they do the right thing. As opposed to Transmit's more of a newer kind of thing, took over from T in the Park. They were probably just afraid to see what would happen, but Kneecap showed who was boss, and they're after releasing the day in Glasgow. I think it might be a couple of weeks after, but sold out straight away. Yeah, with that, we're going to move into the next track, which is If Fake Linya.
Don't owe Kneecap money?
No.
Fuck it, comes that don't pay up. They make me do bad stuff. Try and make me look like a city boy without them paying enough. Oh, fuck it, I look like a city boy.
I mean, there's kind of element, there's like drill, but also like techno involved as well.
Give it 2 seconds for I blow off the chops. Kylie to the coach figure. Stick her mouth down under the pavement. Golden shot on a V-Mod Jagger. Tree Kag pop and drop you like Jenga.
Kaboot! Slam!
Kurt figure and take the wham.
Hello!
Costers turn you my loud. Fake word, no, a fake or glam.
Can't slam, let the wild chop skin fit. We shave and a bit off the top Kneecap.
Okay, If Fake Linya. What do you reckon?
Yeah, so the blend of like, you're going in from Irish folk into hip hop, and now you're into like what's near like techno, like heavy techno. You feel like I'm a Terminus or something like that.
Yeah, and especially if you ever get a chance to see Kneecap live, they absolutely blow the roof off the place as well with these tracks and these kind of different dimensions that they go into. The place just be absolutely hopping, and they really show it with their stage presence as well.
That's actually one of my biggest regrets, like of not going to see someone, was 2019. Kneecap played at our local nightclub. They played Electric Ballroom New Year's Eve. This is how long ago it was. They were opening for Chantal Kavanagh.
Oh my god!
And we didn't go to see them because we were like, we're too old, and we had to go down to Earth.
Yeah,
which is the older nightclub.
That's news to me. I never knew that at all.
Yeah, it's one of my massive regrets was not going to see them that night.
You'll never see them in a smaller venue ever again.
No, it was that wedged in with a couple of hundred people.
Yeah. Oh my god. We're gonna move into the next track. I'm Flush.
I'm flush. Scatchamini, chopped on them, Silaga, Kush, Cam, Chance,
You only had about 5 songs.
I jump in a taxi, not on a bus, pure Zen, cause you know I got paid, let's spam. Got peanut to them, hand reading it from my pocket, I'm fucking dishing out love and neon and
I'm stuffed, my full of black, hush a read it, Tabasco sauce, I'm learning better day, cause I haven't got a boss, I'm spending all my money, no matter about the cost, what's second hand the cost, that is Gucci and Balenciaga.
Okay, I'm Flush. What do you think?
Yeah, actually, I think when we saw them at Electric Picnic, this is the song I remember where everyone was gathering for a massive mosh pit. I'm pretty sure this is where my sunglasses
Yeah, they did
absolutely smashed in. Yeah, got bruises for the next few days after going into that mosh pit.
Yeah, like with this album, Tree Cag obviously was a kind of a slow intro into it, but ever since that, it's just kept up the pace. The pace been up there, the tempo's been up, the beats. Yeah,
I said if anyone's gone to see them live, the energy when last time we saw them in the tent was insane.
Yeah, and like when you do see them, they do come out to Tree Cag, kind of build into it, and then it's just off the radar then from the rest of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to move into the next track in the album, probably the most known track in the album, featuring Grian from Fontaines CC, Better Way to Live.
I was really hoping when we saw them in Vicar Street they were going to bring Grian out.
No, they brought them out in Belfast though.
Definitely going to bring him out in London.
so I'll 4-digit code, what do you know? It's Mo Chara. I'm gonna be spending my dough tonight. 2 pints at a time, strolling about like Dolomite. But home for a shake, or do such a mark one push, man, narrow back, or be it while you strapping you from Mowgli Pop.
Stop, I was see not why. Much but you Mowgli Pop, Karima Ray, bound, Durant, all the back, I'm a Chatten, never come along. But and time will go alone, time still show I look every day, a Karima gun, every
Got a cash, I'm getting pissed. One more thing, I'll be added to the list.
Okay, Better Way to Live, featuring Grian Chatten. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely love this song. Like Grian's voice, unbelievable. Mix in with Kneecap, like singing in Irish. Love this track. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's a proper Irish anthem. And like, I remember listening on the radio, whatever radio station was this at the time, and this came on.
It definitely wasn't BBC.
It wasn't BBC, but I couldn't believe that Kneecap were actually getting played in the radio. And I think they were smart with the way they done this and getting Grian involved and rapping in that kind of bilingual style where they're mixing in the English and the Irish languages into it. Kind of gets that radio play, because it's hard to get a track on the radio where it's just constant Irish. Like, it is hard. Like, I know Kneecap are massive and people are loving that they're bringing the Irish language to the level that it should be at. But yeah, this really brought them to radio plays.
Yeah, that is one thing I said I'm loving from Kneecap, the influence they're having on the Irish language. Because both of us, we've learned Irish from by the age of 4 through to 18, and neither of us can speak it fluently.
No.
Which is insane when you go to other countries where they can speak multiple languages by the time they're 12. And there's been recent surveys, and young people, the interest in speaking Irish has skyrocketed in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's spearheaded by the likes of Kneecap, by the likes of Mary Walkers.
I think it's
bringing Irish back into the main culture. I think it's super important what they're doing.
It was great to see that, because maybe 10 years previous to now, people would be saying that the Irish language is slowly dying.
There was talks about it. Like when we were in school, there was talks about, did they take Irish off?
Yeah.
Is there a point in learning what to become a dead language? And they've revitalised that in the way it should be. You're not learning just verbs and the Mo Chara, like it's true songs, and that's how language grows.
I didn't know you were such a Gaeilgeoir, man.
Oh, I have the little ring on me.
Ireland playing tonight as well. We're going to take up the tempo up a notch. We're going to move into Sick in the Head.
Sitting too long, getting moldy on the shelf, cause I'm too far gone when it comes to mental health. Rather be sick in
They have to be the two sweatiest people on stage.
Don't blame them. Could you imagine what's under the mask of Provi?
Yeah, I asked Woodsy to wear the balaclava for this.
I couldn't do it, sorry.
Didn't want to get pulled over in the car driving over.
I walked on the way back from Vicar Street the whole way.
We're smoking till it's all done, all gone. No hard magic till it's all gone. But we're making up our own laws. Never getting worried about it.
Okay, sick in the head.
Yeah, another belter off the album. I said, looking at kind of generational trauma, with drinking and whatever.
Yeah, well, some of the lyrics in these songs, you can. It's a shock that Mo Chara hasn't been up in Cork before this, up the north. But no, it's another great track and keeps the tempo up, definitely. Yeah, so going from Better Way to Live into Sick in the Head, it just shows the different kind of styles that can play around with, and to have an album like Fine Art where it is playing around with all these different styles, but at the same time is so good and doesn't make you think that it's an absolute mess. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, look. I said, if you read the full review on Substack, I do call it a sonic tapestry. Definitely didn't look that up in the thesaurus when I was putting in words.
Like Joey from France. We're going to move into the next track, complete different vibe, Love Making. One that Kira won't be very interested in.
I know.
Right, is this a Rihanna track when you open it up?
That's actually Mowgli's girlfriend.
She's unbelievable, boys. Remember when they brought her out?
Yeah.
I don't know how she doesn't have more songs.
I know. From Limerick.
It's kind of like on one of the 1975 songs. I think one of the girlfriends sings on it.
Which one?
I can't remember.
On what?
1975.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think one of the girlfriends sings on one of the album or one of the songs.
Wouldn't listen to that show.
Unbelievable voice.
Wouldn't listen to that show.
I'm gonna egg an after, spill it in it out. She knows that we're gonna go hard for she and Classy. It's a reg and the fucking mention lobby. Taking chicken my go warm my hide on the quantity per shop.
What's her name that sings?
Nino Hinch.
Yeah, her voice is
It's
unbelievable.
all about the way we're singing. Wow.
I mean, if you put Rihanna's voice over that, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's something that fits on Auntie or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Love Making, kind of different vibe. What do you think?
Yeah, I said I really, really liked it when we saw it live. And the two of them performing back to back is great.
Yeah, I was just saying to Kieran there, and he knew that's actually Mowgli Bop's girlfriend, so it was great to get her involved in the album as well. But it brings that complete different vibe. That's something you might hear in a late bar or something like that, as opposed to other tracks in the album.
I know, it's just complete. There's a bit of everything, bit of something for everyone on this album.
Yeah, definitely. Few Brits might disagree with that,
but I mean, it's not an anti-UK album, because like we love people from the UK. Like we've gone over to Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle. Like we go over the whole time, and everyone we meet over there, especially the north of England, look, it's culturally very similar to us.
Yeah.
But once we're Irish, they absolutely love you. It's more so fucking Nigel Farage, monarchy. That's
Reform.
Yeah, that's the element that it's not an UK. It's just an anti-imperial album more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. I must say we're skipping through the interludes in this album because no one wants to listen to the interludes really, but they are funny. So if you do get a chance to listen to the album,
TJ Provi, you hear that? No one wants to listen to your interludes.
The interludes are good, so if you get a chance to listen to the album, go and listen. They are funny, but it just takes so long if you're doing it. We're going to skip into Drug Dealing Pagans.
Someone on the tin whistle there.
Yeah.
Peter Crocky Hartley Druids, powdered paraphernalia and fluids, Chinny Crawa, Arxus, a regular woggy, he got and shit a wild soul of moving to the chalky learn ribs and a hot cat with sheer bunch of bucky, Niana man, road knock, will make you be Johnny. I get more tactic lyric made a counter, to remesha I read the one me the lanu, a shotgun door a tossy Morris corner feed the vanner.
Fair, knock vecken to a squeal sairle the holen is like an all more to the shrine. Hamid Biao, you don't know what's going on. Nobody knows.
Crowd surfing, Sinead. Gone, lemma, Kircha, and Mwe Fulloon, go Mortisa.
Okay, Drug Dealing Pagans, what do you think?
Yeah, look, it's not a song that I've saved there, like when flicking through my phone. It's not one of my favourites on the album.
Yeah.
It's nearly a bit more like an interlude. Instead, it's just. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be one of my favourite tracks on the album either, but it does show the diversity again. We've gone from lovemaking into this. It's a complete different vibe, but it still goes well.
Yeah, it does. It fits in. And I said, like, Kneecap, this whole, like, the bilingual, like, it's something that's been done. A load of Latin artists do it, a load of African artists do it, but to have Irish artists doing it, like, bringing in the Irish and English into the one song, absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's class. With that, we're going to move into the next track. This is kind of dedicated to the UK. It explains their whole time over the UK. How are all?
Garage, again, now a song, Chatten, Mugally Bop, and so we're wondering what kind of taxi he got and where he's at. That don't start cause him and prove he's scrap. All of a sudden, Mo hand rings people, so told her Mugally about to do bad.
Mugally Bop is declared missing. We were all cooked out, never stopped sniffing. Play my iPhone laptop, bring in the cop shop, cooked out, so can't stop talking, but they won't listen.
I'm trying to make about the horror.
Who's the other guy in the song?
Jelani Blackman.
I'm pretty sure they brought him out in Vicar Street.
They did actually, yeah. He was sporting them.
Yeah.
I saw him as well.
One way down a one way. I know the score, this ain't Wembley. Trying to run me down, trying to end me.
It's a complete different change up, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where you bring the grime in.
I know, that's why you think you're a bit of drill, a bit of grime here.
But I'm hitting a strip in a Rover. Toxic like melanoma, low carb.
Turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. At this time, you may use your mobile.
Okay, How are all? Tells a bit of a story. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I love it. I said, because we're massive fans of like grime and drill over in the UK.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm loving that being incorporated into this song.
Yeah, as I said, it just goes so well. They were doing their thing, Kneecap were doing their thing, and then they went into Jelani, and it just kind of switched it up a bit, but it just fits. And I like the way that, I don't know if this is a true story, I hope it is, about Mo Chara getting lost and things like that, but yeah, I love this track.
Yeah.
Probably one of my personal favourites. We always say sleeper track.
Sleeper track.
This is my sleeper track.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I know. Look, I've had a few requests to that we need to push in and do a bit more drill. Diversify ourselves.
With that, we're going to move.
Yo.
I knew when that came out and that sounded wrong. We're going to move into the next track, Powerful.
Like, it's here 24 hours a day. The thing is that it divides into communities. But every Saturday night, hundreds of people go out downtown.
Powerful.
Nice bit of house, kind of. Yeah, like the house vibe there.
Telling us the rave brings Protestants and Catholics together.
Powerful, don't be hard than a barful. Most niche show rap than a partial. Cause you know that I get a bit partial. Marble, learn but I still feel powerful.
Getting whacked in the rain is powerful. Chain smoking with your mate is powerful. Arriving late to the rave.
Powerful. What do you think?
Yeah, I said love the element of house into this. It's a bit of everything for everyone on this album.
Yeah, I've actually cut the word powerful from my vocabulary and I've just replaced it with powerful after this track. All I say is powerful now. I'm not going to be saying powerful anymore.
Yeah, I was told by someone to stop saying the word unbelievable. So maybe said it like 24 times.
Who, you or me?
Me.
I've said it plenty of times as well. But
everything on this track is unbelievable.
On the album or track?
Both.
We're going to keep up that kind of housey vibe. This is going to go a bit.
No, you're not going to say things are going to go flying here, are they?
No.
Better tie down the mic.
No. We're going to keep up the same vibe as Powerful. We're going to move into Rhino K. Kind of has the same kind of vibe. A bit heavier.
A bit aggressive.
Did you ever indulge in any Rhino K?
Cut that off the airways, please.
You take a line and make sure forget. Sounds great. Bally up and let's rob a vet.
Sweet. Shinning cake janta. Mugly can't Reno cat, you know we want that. So we had the plan, Tom was Santa. Christmas coming early.
I remember actually when we were at Vicar Street during this song, someone threw a bag up on stage.
Nice.
Yeah.
And bring it.
Ray, I'm getting nothing off it.
No, Mowgli, honestly, just wait. I can't see.
I'm getting nothing off it.
Mowgli,
Lucky bastard.
what did you like?
well. Okay.
Yeah, this one for the absolute headbangers.
Yeah.
It's aggressive, electronic, like it's...
Sounds like a good night out, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, look, he said around and said...
Whatever you're into as any means go, but that does sound like a good night out up in Belfast.
Yeah, we love going out in Belfast as well. It's a great place to go out.
It's another great place. 10 times better than going out in Dublin, definitely. Okay, we're going to move into the last track on the album, Way Too Much.
The rape for henne could be brutal against the wide roof and like what's gonna shit let's make cast the arcanet shots get my hullers time I rape when you and road live life love used to feel nothing until I took some drugs now I run a bird just feeling pure smoke cause I made it out the rods not to say I feel good but I feel that's more than I ever
I handle the rod ik buggy rogaster so tog came for who's the man Wrench almond D I Kruger Rich Agala to shake a brat of it Brunak take the olive branch I'm sure you know that just get through this morning when trailer reach Trinona
Shakas fan crack a Jeffy and crack Shakas fair torture mark the chain got glad so slick
Right, I'm no wallet. 5,000 carried you my sham wallet.
Okay, Way Too Much. What do you think?
Lovely way to finish the album.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, like one of the massive things I said about Kneecap, they're bringing to light a lot of the issues, you know, that I think we can push aside, especially up in Belfast.
Yeah.
You know, like on Powerful there, they're talking about, you know, the divide, like the sectarian divide. Like people know about the Berlin Wall, say, and like taking that down. But when you go to Belfast, you go up to the Falls Road.
Yeah.
There's a wall dividing two communities.
Also, the last time they bet the UK in the courts, they got a sum of money and split it evenly between the Catholic side. They gave it to a Catholic organisation and then something on the Shankill as well. So
yeah, no, like respect for that. I said they're not trying to push sectarianism, like they're trying to blend the communities together.
Yeah, but the typical Brits are just looking at it a different way.
Yeah, I said you got like the Daily Mail, the likes of Nigel Farage picking it up and being like, "God, these are anti-UK. They hate you," you know.
In the mixtape, they go they more go at the MPs up the north.
Arlene Foster.
Arlene Foster gets it. A few of them. Jeffrey Donaldson gets it as well, but they don't really do that as much in this. Which
when they refused to do South by Southwest that first time, I was like, that's pretty massive. And then I said at every gig, bringing up like Free Palestine, as they did Coachella.
Yeah,
which I didn't think they'd get away with.
They'll do that anywhere, yeah. And Fontaines.
No.
Okay, so what's your honest opinions on the album overall?
Yeah, there's one or two tracks I said that are a bit slower that I'm not the biggest fan of. But for an album to blend in that many different genres, and look as well, there's a bit of biases there. It's an Irish trio. We love them. We've seen them a few times. For me, I'm going to go 8.5.
Yeah, I love this album. It was my most listened to album actually last year. Kneecap were my number one on Spotify. I was just listening to it flat out. Seeing it live a couple of times. Love the diversity in it as well. Yeah, to come out with an album that strong for your first album, it stands a lot, and I'm just looking forward to whatever they're doing in the future. I hope they're working on something.
They're going to be absolutely massive. I said the influence that's after coming between everything with Palestine, everything with Coachella, the movie, bringing on Michael Fassbender for the movie as well.
Yeah, class.
But yeah, I said looking forward to doing more Irish artists. As if people want us to do, you know, Brick Nasty, Cat Kid, Abby Kudabadi, any of them, let us know.
Mary Walpers
for sure. Might even get them on. We'll drive up to the dock and get them on.
Oh, I'd love to do that, yeah. Look,
thanks for listening.